The following announcement has been paid for by the New World Order.
Take 3 Wrestling Podcast coming to you December 22nd, 2022. I am your host, Ernest EJ Christian, alongside the fellas here, Mikey B, Fat Nash,
What up?
Fat Hall,
Michael.
Jim.
Hey, yo.
We'll have Joe with us, Skinny Hogan, in a couple minutes. I think he's on his way to your abode. This is the last show of 2022, guys.
Yeah, breaking news. Breaking news to everyone at home. No show next week. We'll just come out the gate hot with that.
You might as well let people know. So, like, get you
Yeah.
in now. While
I'm
you
gonna
can.
let the people know a week in advance because Ernest can't let anybody else know more than like 36
Well,
hours in advance.
I didn't get confirmation. Why didn't I get confirmation on my sister's party until literally like 2 hours before I told you guys? So
I'm also referring to the fact that, you know, as a member of the Earnestly Speaking podcast, I had to ask you if we were recording.
Oh yeah, that's right. That too.
I mean, other than that, no big deal.
I submitted all my paperwork to HR weeks ahead of time.
And you know what? You got
That's all I'm saying.
You got an email back saying approved. So James
I submitted and I got it approved.
Yeah, James J. Dillon sent me a fax. Big Jim time off accepted.
Yeah, I got that taken care of.
Absolutely.
Looking at a video of Tony Khan's father, Shad Khan, on the screen here. The Jaguars are 7-7 after this
7-8.
next 3 minutes. AFC South champions. I'm calling it right. Like I said, huh?
7-8.
Oh no. 7-8. I apologize. 7-8. I apologize. Times 7-8. Also this weekend when they lose to freaking what do they play again? They're playing Tennessee's playing someone Houston. They might lose that game. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah, and the fact that there's a guy currently playing quarterback for the Jets that's a fucking CFL guy.
Dude, we looked him up. He fucking was a backup for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers.
Was he really?
Not even a
Was he
starter
really? Wow.
for the Blue Bombers.
Bomber Nation, let's ride.
So not to go off topic quick, but we just saw Zach Wilson's Jet career end tonight, right? Safe to say, right?
We might have seen Zach Wilson's NFL career end tonight.
No, Carolina.
He'll get another job somewhere.
Sam Darnold.
He's too young.
No way, man. Zach Wilson is going to either be in the USFL or the XFL.
Men, lock your doors.
No, unfortunately, somebody will pick him up to be a backup.
Yeah.
He can hold a clipboard a lot better than Nathan Peterman.
This is true.
I mean, can Nathan Peterman do any worse?
But Nathan Peterman's probably not going to ask for as much money as Zach Wilson will want to.
And all you have to give Zach Wilson is 3 MILFs, a hooker, and some cocaine, and we're good.
If the Peterman can get a job still after the shit he's gone through the last couple of years, then Zach Wilson sorry has to get one also too. That's for damn sure.
All right, enough football.
Anyway,
enough football.
Well, of course, football. Check it out on the Huddle Up podcast on Tuesdays and all that stuff with more football talk, of course. This guy here, Fat Hall, hosts, of course, every week. So today's topics to end the year, we're doing a little overrated, underrated Christmas edition. That's Jim's here following here.
Christmas hat around.
What will we like to see in pro wrestling in 2023? We'll discuss that also. In addition to what is Joe's topip here?
Joe's topic is
pick a show.
You get a free trip to any show, not WrestleMania.
Not WrestleMania. That's actually easy for me. And of course,
obviously the easiest thing would be if you leave WrestleMania in there. A lot of people are going to pick WrestleMania. So that's why you out.
Oh, and I got more heel versus face. So that's a pretty good one.
So number 1 heel versus face, Paul Orndorff.
Ooh. Add it to the list.
Number 2,
Mr. 1D. What Mr. 1D full? Anyway, Jim, we're gonna go with you first, Ashley.
Yeah, I got a bucket full of topics. Like I know the 3CT guys.
The green one.
I still have all the McDonald's buckets. I need to get a better.
You
I need
got all
to get
three?
a better Christmas. Yeah, I got all three.
You need
Okay.
McDonald's to come out with
They need to come out with like a Christmas bucket or something.
Grinch or Mick Rudolph or something. Like, give me something.
McReindeer.
Yeah, let's go.
Actually, that's what they serve. In
By the
their
way, you are
burgers.
recording. Everything's recording, right, Jim? This
Yeah,
week?
Yeah,
Let's say
I
live.
waited for the little. Waited for the little red box.
Sure.
Let's say live this time.
All right, let's kick it off. I got a bunch of Christmas themed. We'll go rapid fire on these
Merry
guys.
Chrysler.
There's songs, there's music, there's foods, there's all sorts of things. So we'll go EJ Mike, and if once Joe gets here, we'll obviously include Joe as well.
Oh, hold on. Before you start,
Okay.
if you don't give me your goddamn Wrestlemania card sometime soon, I'm gonna shove my foot up your asses.
Oh,
Me and Jim have been done since fucking Friday, waiting for your fucking ass.
Yeah, we came to an agreement on ours on Friday.
Hey, y'all chose violence. Y'all want to put me and Joe together.
I also sent you a
chose
text
violence.
message on Sunday going, Joe and Ernest. I tagged you both in it.
Yeah, I know.
Get your WrestleMania cards figured out so that Jim can make a graphic so that our fans can vote on it. You don't give a fuck about the fans.
What comes first? WrestleMania 39, which is now under 100 days away, or Ernest and Joe submitting their WrestleMania card?
WrestleMania 40.
That's actually probably
Option
accurate.
C,
All right,
none of the above.
let's go here. John Lennon and Yoko Ono's "Happy Christmas, the War Is Over." The song.
I don't know that one actually. And that's a little shocking, right? I know. Me, music head. You think I know that
song?
hold on. Let me play it real quick. Lauren, you know that song? John Lennon, and Yoko Ono.
Wow, he said John Legend.
John
John Legend, and I hate John Legend for the record.
Oh my God! I almost want to just end the podcast right now.
And
John
it's
Lennon.
gone.
Wait, hold on.
I'm gonna say it's properly rated. It's a good Christmas song. I don't hate it.
All right.
It's probably not in my top 5 Christmas songs of all time, but it's not bad.
Oh, I know the song. Yeah, it's definitely underrated. Yeah, I know the song. I didn't know the title. I apologize. Yeah, definitely underrated. I love this song actually. I actually love this song.
All right.
What would you have, Jim?
So the criminal.
I'll go properly rated. I'll go properly.
I think it's underrated.
All right.
A lot of Lennon's solo stuff.
Elf. Movie Elf.
Underrated. Maybe closer to rated, but I'm gonna say underrated because I think with all the classics that you have out there, I think that's still not given the respect it deserves.
So what I'll say is I'm gonna say that because of people that like to quote Elf in non-Christmas times of the year, it feels overrated. But at Christmas time, it's one of those movies where it's like, yep, that's the Christmas movie that I'm going to watch because I'm going to laugh my ass off. But literally, like in the middle of June, people quoting like the Santa, I know him. Like, bitch, it's July. Like, I'm going to need you to chill the fuck out. Like, why are we quoting the Elf now?
No, I feel that.
Yeah.
I feel that.
I'd probably go with it's still an underrated Christmas movie.
Yeah.
It's because it's still new enough that I think there's still some people that haven't seen it yet. All right, advent calendars.
Underrated. I like advent calendars. We almost bought a Funko Pop Marvel one from GameStop. Yeah, GameStop had it. We almost bought it, and then we left, and then we completely forgot. And then by the time we remembered about it, it was like December the 12th, and we were like, I'm not going to rip open 12 days worth of advent.
No, I'm with you too. Underrated. I never used one until I, met my wife, and we had one in the house for a year. Yeah, CJ Beathard. I was just like, I know that guy. No, no, underrated for me. Like I said, that's something I've only known for 17 years, being with my wife, and we use every year.
Goddamn Jets.
Wait, and I'm not. Isn't your wife Jewish?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah,
so you didn't do advent calendars until you met your Jewish wife.
Yeah.
Jim.
All right.
And by the way, Jim, by the way, downstairs there is a menorah and a tree up there for the record.
I respect that. I'm just
that actually makes sense.
That tracks. I'm just confused how you didn't get into advent calendar.
What,
Mike?
No. The menorah and the tree makes sense. You're celebrating both, but the Jewish wife bringing the advent calendar into your life.
That's the part.
It's amazing.
That's the part I don't know because it's literally
when
like
you're looking at tracks here, you're like, oh, okay, both things are there. Cool. When you're thinking Jewish wife brings an advent calendar, it's like
right because like the advent calendar is it's a Christian tradition. Like Advent is a Christian tradition. The advent calendar is counting the 25 days till Christmas.
Right, but unfortunately, my family growing up never did that. They never did the advent calendar. Maybe it was a black thing. I guess I don't know.
Maybe, but
maybe it was that they didn't want to give you an advent calendar thing.
Maybe so. We did have one, and until I met her. So hey, but underrated. I love it. I love that.
Yeah, no disrespect intended there at all. Just it struck me as odd because I was like
the track was like
right. I was like your wife's Jewish. Okay, anyway.
I mean, for crying out loud, I didn't even buy a real tree until I met her because all we did in my family was the fake trees every year.
Oh, I do a fake tree. I do an artificial tree. I don't do it.
I have an artificial tree because I also have 3 kids, and I don't even really decorate it that much anymore because Jackson's going to see the balls on here and go, "Ooh, look, something I can throw."
Yep.
Yeah. I always had a dog, and my wife has allergies, so like we always have just done.
We tried to do real trees when we lived in Virginia. Like my dad did it, and I'll never forget the one year the tree they bought it cracked at the bottom and fucking fell. And afterwards, my mom was like, "Fuck this shit!
Yeah,
go and buy a fake tree because it'll never break like that."
I've been trying to fix it for years, but she won't let me do it. So I don't know.
Advent calendar is underrated for me. We bought a replica of the one in Christmas Vacation.
Oh, really?
And we put that on our TV stand every year.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, love it. Ugly sweaters.
Like I kind of lean over it a little bit, but I see the value. It's kind of cool. So I'll go rated. I'll probably rated.
I'll never wear one in the state of Florida, so therefore it's overrated to me because
I mean you could kind of do like that because like I don't wear sweaters because I'm fucking fat.
T-shirt, the t-shirt.
Yeah, I have a bunch of ugly sweater T-shirts.
Yes, the ugly sweater, the ugly sweater idea, I'll say is probably properly rated, but the ugly sweater being a sweater, I will say is overrated because I don't want to sweat anymore.
Yeah.
So Jim has. I imagine you have a lot of ugly. I imagine you have a lot of ugly sweaters, ugly shirts. You know, Cowboys, Notre Dame, and all that shit, right?
You're a Notre Dame and a Cowboy fan. Why are you talking?
I am not, motherfucker. Don't put that fucking juju on me, buddy.
Yeah, sweater. I mean, just like actual sweaters, way overrated. But I might actually go a little overrated on like the ugly sweater trend because it's almost gotten like too ridiculous. Like I think people have like gone a little bit overboard. Now, this is also coming from a guy who literally has a different Christmas themed T-shirt from every day between Thanksgiving and Christmas, like a different one.
So you're that guy. You're the nerd.
Oh, I'm absolutely.
I love it.
I mean, are you fucking kidding me? I got a Griswold jersey hanging behind me. Like, I got Merry Blissmas going on here. Like, I got a new a turkey and touchdowns T-shirt this year for Thanksgiving.
I thought I saw you wear that one.
Yeah,
on the show. You wore it during the takeover.
I think you just said turkeys and tits.
I did because that was Thanksgiving night.
Yep, Thanksgiving night. The takeover.
Right.
You're supposed to be for.
Jim, I think I said turkey and tits, but never mind.
Get your mind out of the gutter, EJ. This is a goddamn kids show, you motherfucker. Whamageddon. Overrated, underrated.
Whamageddon.
Do you not know what Whamageddon is?
Kind of, I've heard it before, but I don't know exactly what it entails. Maybe.
So you know, "Last Christmas" by Wham.
Oh, the song itself.
Okay, yes. So what? There's a game that beginning at midnight on December 1st. Once you hear the song, you are out. Like usually it happens in like a group of friends will decide we're doing Whamageddon this year. And whenever somebody hears the song, you text or you message everybody and say, "Hey, I just went out." It's a little game.
Yeah, I love the song though. So overrated. Fuck it.
because he wants to hear the song.
You're real
Go
fun
I
at
love the
parties,
song.
aren't you?
It's George Michael. Maybe
You're
fucking
real
George
fun at
Michael,
parties,
dude.
aren't
I love the song too.
Sometimes.
Okay, I love the song too. Guess who hasn't been whammed in the last fucking year and so far this year? Me. I've made it fucking almost 2 full fucking Christmases without being whammed. But guess what?
Yeah.
On the 25th of fucking December, motherfucker wakes up and plays that song. I swear to God, if you wham me right now, I will punch you in the fucking.
Don't fucking do it.
I have
Don't
it queued
fucking
up right
don't
here,
do that.
buddy.
I
Mike,
hope you understand. That happens. You're gonna live through Danny Dimes getting a fucking contract extension, and your fucking owner Stephen Cohen is gonna spend $400 million to never win a World Series. So go ahead and press the button, motherfucker, because then you can live with the fucking consequences.
you're just speaking things that are literally happening.
I mean, I really don't know when we get into like right now.
So Mike, so at the end of 3CT this week, we did our Jeopardy, Christmas Jeopardy, and I played Christmas music at the end, and I almost did it. Okay, I didn't. I will. Spoiler alert! I didn't do it because Devin, who's a loyal listener of the show, I couldn't remember if he was whammed or not, and I'm like, I'm not going to be the guy that whams one of our most loyal listeners. So,
and you would have whammed me too, and I would have been super pissed.
So I was like, I didn't even think about anybody else. So you can thank Devin, because I couldn't remember if he got whammed or not, to be the reason why. All right, let's keep going here. Let's try and go a little bit more rapid fire, just because there's a bunch in here, and obviously we have a bunch more stuff to talk about. Caroling.
Overrated. I don't want to hear anybody else. I disagree. I love his wife.
Well played.
That's good. I guess probably rated. I don't hear that as much as I used to. So it's kind of been
COVID, they
what
don't
you
want people
mean.
fucking at other people's doors.
Wait.
That too. So.
Have any of us ever lived in a place where people actually walked up to your door, knocked, and started singing? Because in Brooklyn, that gets you shot.
It literally happened once when we were at my grandparents' house in Virginia.
Oh God.
Yeah, literally like this, like 4.
Yeah, it's happened in my. I live in a pretty small town.
Yeah,
fucking white people.
Fucking white people. Way overrated though. If somebody comes,
I was gonna say, Ernest, what? Oh, hey, by the way, just so you know, what you've missed so far, 17 years. It took his wife to show Ernest what an advent calendar was.
No, not 17. No, not 17 years.
He didn't.
We've had it 17 years. 26
He wasn't
years.
into advent calendars until his Jewish wife.
That's that.
I didn't know what it was. I didn't know what it was until I met her.
See, hold on, because me and Jim were like, okay, so having a menorah and a Christmas tree together, that tracks. The tracks of the Jewish one showing him the advent calendar tracks like this.
Yeah, it stopped me in my tracks. I was like, I don't.
Jim went to read the next question. Was like, wait, what?
I was like, hold on. But anyway, all right, let's keep going. Like with your family, matching Christmas pajamas. Overrated, underrated.
Love it. Let's do it. Next.
I've unfortunately had to do it the last 2 or 3 years with the kids, so fuck my life.
Well, it doesn't say. Well,
overrated.
Based on your reaction, I would think you say overrated then, right?
Well, yeah, because most of the time it's fucking long pants and long sleeves in the middle of Florida. No, I'm good. Muck.
Underrated.
Thank
Let's
you.
do
Overrated myself. Yeah, overrated, motherfucker. We don't even do it. So, man.
Yeah, we don't do it. Overrated. Driving around looking at the lights.
Oh my God, I used to love doing that in New York. That's a thing you can do in Brooklyn without getting shot.
No, you still
That's
might get
very
shot.
You might. It depends on the neighborhood.
Well, on the wrong side of Brooklyn, of course. Yeah.
Make the right hand turn.
I'm going underrated on that. I think more people should be doing that. I also love Christmas, so you're gonna get underrated from me on a lot of these.
Yeah.
As someone who has to try to step over Christmas lights and deflated inflatables at whatever time that I'm delivering packages, I'm still going to say underrated just because I do like driving, back to the station and seeing people's lights and stuff like that. So I don't hate it.
No, underrated for me also too. I literally just did this like 3 hours ago with the family, and I've learned to actually make a tradition in the family, and it's something we really enjoy every year. Looking forward to. So underrated, definitely.
Absolutely underrated. We did it last weekend. I'm probably going to do it some more this weekend because we have nothing else to do Christmas Eve night. So
Merry
Um,
Christmas.
Mary Chrysler, Charlie Brown's Christmas.
I'm
Extremely
gonna go
underrated.
overrated.
Extremely. Okay.
I go overrated just
Why?
because I'm not been that big a fan of the peanut stuff personally.
Okay.
I'm going to say it's properly rated because there's not a lot of people that come out of their way that say that that's one of the greatest Christmas things of all time.
It's just a thing that exists on Christmas,
So
so they
it's-
show it every year.
Yeah, but it's like a Christmas story. Like you're going to see a Charlie Brown Christmas. Like it is what it is. Like it's going to be on. You're probably going to watch it at some point. Like it's not like you're talking about it's like one of the top 3 greatest Christmas things of all time. So I'll say properly rated just because I don't hate it, but I don't love it. Like I don't seek it out on Christmas. It's not like I have to go
Right.
watch the Peanuts.
No, it's probably
TJ.
rated. Like I love it. I love it personally, but it's also probably rated. It gets its respect, in other words. So probably rated.
Yeah, I'd go proper. The song "Do They Know It's Christmas" by like Band-Aid, that group.
That's my
Yeah.
favorite Christmas song
I
about
love that
hunger in
song.
Africa.
Yep.
Properly rated. Underrated. That song couldn't happen today because number one, I don't think they're as hungry in Africa anymore. And number two, could you imagine getting all those people in one room to sing a song?
That's true.
Jesus Christ.
Joe, what's wrong with you?
What's wrong with me? What's wrong with you?
I'll say properly rated, but not for the reasons that Joe has stated because Joe's reasons are out of control. Yeah, it's a good Christmas song. Like I'm not gonna sit there and bang it on Spotify in the middle of June. Like I said, it's a good Christmas song. I don't hate it. I'll listen to it if it's on. Not like, oh my god, I need to listen to this now. So I'm cool with it. If it's on, it's on. If it's not, it's not. I'm not. That's what it is.
I love the song, so I think it's underrated personally. But
Yeah, I'll go underrated. Brenda Lee's "Rocking Around the Christmas Tree."
Overrated.
It was in one of the Home Alones. Definitely underrated.
Overrated.
part 1. Like I want to lean into a little overrated, but it's not. It's a great song. It fits the spirit, you know. So I'll go. I'll go properly rated, but I can see it being overrated. I can understand that.
Underrated. It's one of the best. Sending Christmas cards.
Overrated. Who actually does that anymore?
Jim does. I got one.
Really?
So did Ryan.
Joe, you should have gotten one.
I mean, it's possible. I don't check my mail because who sends stuff?
Jim does.
Me, motherfucker.
Go check your mail.
I'm
Goddamn
good now.
I mean, hold on. To be fair, you are talking about the guy who sat out Secret Santa, the only person out of Take 3 CT that
Because I
did.
knew I wouldn't actually do it. And
I'll
still
say
did.
that's actually a good reason. I don't.
No, absolutely. I'm not saying that, but as someone who doesn't partake in that, do you really think that he's
I mean-
going to check his mailbox?
I mean, I would think because, like, you know, they do send those fucking gimmicks they call bills in the fucking mail.
Nah, he gets all those
You get everything
emails.
online.
Bitch, what year you living in, man? It's 2022.
Yo, I still got paper bills. What the fuck you talking about?
Yeah, well,
You get paper bills
that's
still?
not-
Wow.
I
What
can't-
bills you get paper?
I can't trust that fucking Yahoo's not going to send one of my fucking bills to a spam folder. Get the
Well,
fuck
I don't
out of
know
here.
what
Give
you're
me a paper bill.
Fuck
Yeah,
all that shit, man. I can get more coupon shit in my fucking mailbox than anything else. So
you get more Kurt coupons?
coupons, right? What was it? What was the? What was that? Last one.
Which one was
But
it?
yeah.
Sending Christmas
Oh,
cards.
Christmas cards. So yeah. Probably rated because my family just sends pictures of the other family, so whatever. It's nice. It's fine. Got a lot of
Sending
cousins and
overrated.
siblings.
Receiving underrated.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
If we could just all collectively decide to not send
Split
them,
difference.
I'd be okay with it.
Split
All right.
difference. Yeah, I
The
like it.
Polar Express. The movie,
movie?
not the book or actually going on a train.
You know, I've never actually seen the movie and I've never had a desire to, so I'm gonna go with
Meh.
I don't have an answer, I suppose.
Meh.
Because it's not overrated, it's overrated. I don't know why people like it that much. I don't want to see it.
Overrated for me.
I will say properly rated. It's a cool movie for like the first time you watch it, but when you watch it for the 37th time, you're like, great, here we go again.
Nah, man, fuck that shit. Underrated. That movie is a fucking every year
I'll enjoy
must
it.
watch in this house.
I enjoy it. I don't hate it.
Did
I
that make
fucking
it
love
25 days of Christmas list, Jim?
We're watching
watch
it
it already?
Saturday night.
Okay.
That not only made the list, it made the Christmas Eve.
Well, it's one of my wife's
Damn.
favorites. It's one of my favorites. I knew with the way our family schedules worked out that we have nowhere to be Christmas Eve night this year. So I'm like, that's the perfect way to and when to watch that. Here, this is something that most of us on this panel know something about, is doing a Secret Santa.
Those are highly overrated. I'm not a fan of those. Don't pressure me into having.
Joe says,
Bobby
"Fuck this
stuff.
shit, I'm out."
It's rated. It's fine. It's rated.
Joe has a outstanding record of 437 in Secret Santas.
Pretty much.
So
Sounds about right.
I'll say underrated because I do enjoy the going out and finding something random to get someone that's in your friend group that So I think it's fun.
I like it.
It was your fucking ideas. Of course, you're like underrated, Michael.
No, I'm sorry. I've been part of a Secret Santa that I haven't been the leader of for what? How long have we done the Looney Bin one? Like fucking 7 years.
I've missed at least 3 of them.
Yeah. So literally, like, I've been a part of a Secret Santa for like 7 years. So I don't like. It's not just because I came up with it for us to do with the 3CT guys. It's just I just think it's I think it's a fun concept because you get to buy things randomly for someone. I mean, I had a net for the Looney Bin one, and I bought her a Gremlins with the 3D glasses Funko and the Penn State Nittany Lion mascot Funko. Just because she likes Penn State and she likes movies, I thought Gremlins was the perfect fucking idea.
That tracks.
So and I bought Jim the Winged Eagle because I know he loves the Winged Eagle. So it's like it's one of those things where it's like you just get to buy things for people that you don't have to go out and buy like 800 gifts. Like that's the thing. Like
Rudy, motherfucker.
Come on. We gotta start rolling these, man. We're gonna be here for 6 hours. Mike's gonna have to start tomorrow's route.
That's fine. That's fine. I'm good.
Yeah. This fucking show. Come on, EJ.
As rated, properly rated.
Yeah, I think they're underrated. I have a blast with them. We do ones with friends. I do them at work. Fucking love them.
I feel like every answer you gave so far has been underrated for you, Jim.
I love Christmas. We're 2 days away from it.
I'm okay with it. Look,
you want him to be fucking pissed off because if so, keep
no. I'm not even saying that. I'm just saying he's
ham dinner.
Clearly loves Christmas.
Ham dinner.
Underrated.
I don't like ham. Overrated.
I like ham. Either way.
The guy who loves meat doesn't love ham. Fuck this.
Same here.
I'll go ham's properly rated. It's got to be cooked right. People can fuck up ham. People can get shitty hams.
That's very true.
Miracle on 34th Street.
I think I was negative 7,000 when that movie was made, so I'll say overrated because I don't watch it. I just don't.
The more recent version though, I did like. I will say. So okay, I'll probably rate it. I guess.
I saw a
thing, right?
homeless guy on 34th Street once.
Was that a miracle?
Eating a hot dog and rubbing his stomach and saying, "This is my Rudolph belly." I'm gonna go with underrated.
Yeah, Joe, way out of line.
I think it's overrated. I think people try and pigeonhole it as a super classic, and you've seen it once, you don't need to watch it again. Elvis's Blue Christmas.
Oh, that was my grandmother's favorite Christmas song. I'm gonna go with underrated.
It's very blue.
Underrated.
Underrated.
Proper.
Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You.
Oh boy.
There's no way to call that underrated, but can we just say for a second, give Mariah Carey some huge props. This woman was like Taylor Swift level famous back in 1993 and is somehow 30 years later still relevant. Now she may only be relevant for the one song, but that shit comes around every December and she makes like $70-something million a year off of that one song.
I don't know, man. Glitter was a great movie.
No, it wasn't.
You think Glitter was a great movie?
No, I'm just fucking kidding. That was
it really was.
No, it literally the fact that 30 years later, her entire brand is this one song, and she's like still making millions off of it. Like you can't call it underrated, but damn sure good business at least.
I mean, I don't
She
know.
draws.
I mean, that's
Unlike
definitely
the
should be looking
horseman,
at now.
she draws.
All right, bitch off. You said over, Mike?
You
It's
said overrated?
overrated.
Give me Mariah Carey, 3 Elves, and the Tokyo Dome. That shit is 8 stars.
As someone's
She
a big
draws.
Mariah Carey fan, I hate saying overrated, but it is overrated though, and overplayed.
No, it is neither overplayed nor overrated. Give me that. Every time I hear it, give me Mariah Carey. Every time. Underrated.
Well, give me Mariah Carey. Period. Oof.
Well, yeah, you ain't lying. Decorating your house for Christmas.
It is overrated when you have cats, underrated every other time.
Nope. That's also incorrect.
Joe just said it right there. Joe just said it right there. Because my fucking
No.
Christmas skirt every fucking 10 minutes.
It's not just
Cats
cats.
fucking
It's
pulling it off.
dogs, it's children.
Fair. Okay, fair.
Decorating your house is like setting yourself up for a fucking tornado in the middle of fucking Tulsa, Oklahoma. I'm good. It's overrated because at one point something's going to break and I'm gonna have to fucking pay to get it fucking replaced. So I'm good.
Now, Ernest, you brought up a Christmas skirt. When you wear yours, do you do it the proper way with no underwear on?
Nope.
Never. No underwear.
Gross.
Where the line?
You're a sick man, Joe. You know that? You're a sick man.
No. What's worse is that you fucking played along. Fucking weirdo.
That's true.
That's
I would never
Hey,
do that. I always wear pants.
Look, decorating the house is underrated for me because I don't have kids and I don't have a cat, and currently I don't have a dog. But my dog never messed with the decorations.
Basically,
So,
you don't have any kids. You don't have an asshole cat, so you're good.
yeah, I love decorating inside and out. It brings me joy. So
Carol
underrated.
loves it, but the last 2 years, Jackson has broken.
You're so jolly. You're so jolly, Jim. I love it.
Dude, if it's in the front of my house, let me show you a picture.
Yeah, no, I've seen it already. It's awesome.
I feel like your name needs to be Jolly Jim, not Fat Hall.
Yes.
No.
Like, motherfucker, man, I got the spotlights outside and everything.
Hey, we
Oh,
have to
yeah.
find a show that we can go to on our eventual trip across the United States this year to go to wrestling shows. It's in Philly, so we can meet Jim
Sure.
before Ernest.
Sure.
Perfect.
Yeah, because Jim ain't feeling anywhere.
So this one, as opposed to like just taking a gift out of a bag,
Mhm.
actually the actual opening of the present, ripping the paper off the present.
Oh, I love doing that. That's underrated.
Underrated, definitely.
And watching people do it too when you give them gifts is also a really fun experience. So underrated or across the board.
Yeah, I'm with him.
Yeah, I agree. All everything about it.
It definitely, it's underwhelming when you're like, oh, look at this bag. Like, honestly, if you're handing me a bag, I kind of want a sandwich. If there's not a sandwich inside, like,
that's true. That's true. Note to anybody listening: if you're going to get me a Christmas present, you're going to put it in a bag.
Better be a sandwich.
Well, no, you can throw.
There's got to be a sandwich with it.
Okay.
But there better be a fucking sandwich in that gift bag along with my present.
Yeah.
That's the only way I'm going to accept gift bags from now on. That tracks. Waking up early Christmas morning.
I always wake up early in general, so I'm gonna go underrated.
When I was 12, underrated. When I'm 30, overrated as fuck.
Man, that's tough. It's still underrated. Some degree.
If you don't wake up early on Christmas morning, then how are you gonna watch the March of the Wooden Soldiers?
I mean, I wake up early just because my body's used to getting up early, but it's still overrated.
What's the definition of early though?
7 a.m.
That's very true.
Yeah, I'd say before 8 o'clock.
Well, then I guess I would say that's properly rated because sometimes the kids wake up before then on days that end in Y. So I'm just kind of used to being awake.
All right.
Well, my 9-year-old's like 6 a.m. Let's go. Open gifts every fucking year. So
have fun with that.
What the fuck do you expect?
Peppermint bark.
Ew, I hate peppermint anything. Overrated as fuck.
I don't hate everything peppermint, but yeah, I'm overrated on peppermint bark.
I love
overrated also here.
I like peppermint. I can't do the bark.
Pecan pie.
Peppermint is one of those things. Peppermint's one of those things that white people invented because they think that flavor has to hurt you.
I mean, it can be spicy. That is
Hold
for
on.
sure.
I was going to say, so you're telling me that white people invented like hot sauce? Because I'm pretty sure there's probably some black guy in like Texas that's going to fight you over that.
Like just basic ass hot sauce. That's
Just
some
no,
white
just-
people shit.
Basic
Like-
fucking.
Texas Pete is named after a Texas guy named Pete, and he has a sombrero on. I don't think it was Pete the mechanic down the street.
I don't
No, but they
I don't
lied
know if
to
that's
you. Some
historically
white guy
accurate.
Came up with that.
I'm not sure if that's historically accurate or not, but
Aunt Jemima said, I have to change my name.
oh boy. Wow. Hold on. This is
Thank you.
a pecan pie.
Overrated as fuck.
Grossly overrated. Grossly overrated and disgusting.
Wait, do people talk about pecan pie that much that it's even rated?
No.
White people do.
I'm just saying it's overrated because if you talk about it at all, it's too much talking about it.
No, I'm with
Yeah.
Joe. I would say it's probably, if anything, underrated because I don't think many people were talking about it.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it's overrated because you brought it up in this conversation. This is
And
the
it's
only thing
not
we-
disgusting, EJ. You're disgusting.
I did really like the pecan pie in Texas.
Apple pie.
that
Potato
wasn't
pie is
bad.
better. Yeah.
I didn't hate that one, but that was because it was made in Texas.
I mean, apple. I enjoy apple pie, but I like pecan pie too. Sorry. Did throw that one away.
Are you an a la mode guy or no?
That means
Depends
you
on
eat your
Load.
pie
Depends
naked.
how the mood strikes.
Jesus Christ.
Dude, you gotta snort into the microphone. Jesus Christ!
I knew it was
I
coming.
did turn it off. I
knew
did turn
was
it
coming.
off.
I saw Jim.
Wait. You heard that? I turned it off.
I saw
Bro,
Bro,
heard
a
that?
fucking deaf guy could have heard that.
Better? No?
No,
You wow, you can hear it.
You sound like the fucking Ultimate Warrior in SummerSlam '90, you dick. Jesus Christ, look away. Like you don't have to stay in front of your.
Wait, guys, let's have
Are you
a
fucking
sing
Ace
along.
Ventura?
Let's have a sing along. Wait, it's Christmas time. There's no need to be afraid.
What's wrong
Jim,
with you?
I actually did. No, Jim, I did turn it off thinking you didn't hear that. You really did hear that?
No, we
Holy
fucking heard it.
shit.
We all heard it.
Buddy,
Oh,
rip that
shit.
line a little bit harder there, Tony Khan.
Oh my god.
Fuck.
That's a
Hallmark
cocaine-
keepsake ornaments.
Oh shit. Overrated because it's going to cost you $97 for one.
Dude, they are not cheap.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Over
go
the
overrated.
fuck rated.
I'm gonna go overrated because my aunt Ellen used to collect all of those, and then eventually she was like, "The fuck am I gonna do with all these?"
Oh, we put them on our tree. I mean, I'll
Yeah,
put
but
them as
you've been collecting
properly
them
rated.
for like 40 years. At a certain point, it's just
You
like,
better have 6 trees.
yeah.
Motherfucker, I have 2 trees in my house.
Do you really?
Yeah, I have one. We have one in our living room, and I have one in my office.
I love
You
that.
better get a third one for all those keepsake ornaments you buy.
We're
from
gonna
Walmart.
have to here in a couple of years.
Are there any WWE keepsake ornaments?
Actually, there was an Undertaker one this year.
Was there? I
Really?
love that.
I think they had a
No.
single one a couple years ago too.
I think they did actually. Making and or decorating gingerbread houses.
That's some white people shit. That's overrated. I never understood people doing that.
My white friends and I did that 2 weeks ago. So yeah, you might be accurate.
Y'all color Easter eggs too, don't you?
I don't. I think that's bullshit. Like, so what? I get to have fucking
I love
blue
you- I
devil
love you
eggs.
doing a white people thing. I've watched more people not white making gingerbread houses this year. The fuck?
I don't know.
What,
That's some-
Asians?
Yes, Asians, definitely Asians. Asians love their gingerbread houses.
No, they build.
They say there's ginger in it.
They build.
What?
First of all,
I want to get specific on this thing. With my
I didn't even go that far.
I'm just man.
I know. I'm trying to corner you now. I'm trying to corner
I'm
you.
just protecting the. I'm just protecting the.
I didn't talk about Hiroshima and Nagasaki again.
Asians are
Fuck,
out
you
there.
last episode of the
building,
year,
like,
buddy.
They build
We're broke.
gingerbread co-ops. They're out there trying to get as much rent as they can on those.
The views
gingerbread.
expressed by every other member of this podcast in the last 5 minutes did not reflect my views and opinions.
Just
I'm gonna
Joe's.
put that disclaimer in there.
Jesus.
Oh fuck!
Pecan pie.
Underrated on the gingerbread house making. I enjoy it. The kids,
It's.
the kids won't do it
I
because
enjoy.
attention span.
I enjoy eating it. That's it.
It's because
No.
you're fat.
All the
No,
bacon shit's over.
no.
Dude, no,
Dude.
not that. No, unless you're making your own gingerbread to build the house. Because because I'm fat and curious. I took a bite out of one of the pieces of gingerbread from the kit the other week.
I'm curious.
Man, that literally tasted like fucking house. Like I imagine like that is just what it was
funny.
not good. Peanut butter blossoms.
I have to find this fucking.
What are they called?
They're the peanut butter cookies with the Hershey Kiss on top. Do you guys even know what the hell I'm talking
I
about?
Overrated.
know
Next
what
question.
you're talking about.
Overrated. Next
Underrated.
question.
Underrated. I'm fat. I like cookies.
I guess underrated because I've never heard of it.
Yeah. Check them out, Joe. They are fantastic. Hot cocoa.
Ooh.
Grossly underrated. That's like a tradition me and Lauren every year.
I was gonna say living in Florida makes you miss hot cocoa, so I'm gonna go underrated. Although it's gonna be like 54 degrees on Christmas.
Yep.
So,
Have you guys
Low
ever had a
44
frozen
said.
hot cocoa?
oh what?
No.
Like a frozen hot chocolate where
Yes.
you like yeah,
I've
they're
done frozen hot chocolate at Dunkin' Donuts. When
They're
they'll do almond milk,
fantastic.
sometimes they won't.
Definitely underrated on
Cocoa.
Trying to find them. I'm trying to
Yeah,
find.
I agree. Cocoa's definitely underrated. Candy canes.
That goes back into that peppermint shit. Overrated.
Cookie-Cabana.
I'm gonna say underrated because I can get candy canes in any other flavors. Sprees.
Dude, the spree
Jolly
ones are so good.
Rancher.
Ryan got us those in our 3CT Christmas gift exchange.
Oh, overrated.
They are underrated because not only are they tasty because peppermint, because I'm white apparently, because apparently white people like peppermint. I
That
learned
is
that
true.
today.
You're not.
But
You're the.
also-
No, Jim. You're the whitest.
I mean, I am the whitest, but also they bust up candy canes into the peppermint milkshake at Chick-fil-A. So awesome. Chocolate chip
Interesting.
cookies.
Chocolate chip cookies? Oh my god, I love chocolate chip cookies.
Underrated. Yeah.
They're always underrated.
I mean, it depends
January,
on
March does matter.
I'm gonna say in this conversation, when we're talking about Christmas time, I'm gonna say that the chocolate chip cookie is overrated because I prefer other types of cookies at Christmas time. Sugar cookies, Snickerdoodle, the peanut butter ones with the Hershey Kiss in them. I prefer other sweets. So that like
chocolate chip cookies are
Chocolate chip cookie I can get, yeah.
You're a masochist, Michael.
how I can get it on your birthday, his birthday, Jesus's birthday,
Yeah,
any day of the week. I can get a chocolate chip
That's the
cookie.
point,
no matter
the
where
best.
fuck I walk.
I've
They're
never
still
seen
the
someone
ultimate.
break out a
Hold on.
chocolate chip cookie in like August
we've-
and be like, "Hey, that's a winter snack. What are
See,
you doing?"
here's
That's
the
not a
thing. The question wasn't, is chocolate chip cookie the best kind of cookie? It's
It is.
Christmas time, Christmas edition, overrated, underrated.
Yeah.
I think there are other cookies that deserve the floor for the month of December because chocolate chip cookie gets the January to November locked up as the best cookie, hands down. So give the floor to somebody else, you selfish bitch.
I feel like that's valid.
That's all I'm saying.
I love the explanation. Still masochist.
Well, underrated. Give me
Underrated is fucking
chocolate
the
chip
goat.
cookies year round. I'll share
Bury
the
me
plate with Snickerdoodles and peanut butter blossoms and whatever other chocolate,
Sprinkles. Fuck that. Fuck it.
anything. Sand tarts, any of them. Sugar cookies, any of them. Give me all. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Underrated as fuck.
Oh. What'd you say?
Underrated as fuck.
I'm
Oh,
gonna
hell
go
yeah. Top
overrated
three.
because Chevy Chase. I hate that guy.
Why?
Top three holiday movie of all time for me.
He's like historically known for being a dick.
So because someone
Who Chevy Chase?
the
I also
movie-
don't find him funny. I just don't.
Okay, see, that's what you should have led with.
Well, both things. He is also a dick.
No, because there are
Hey Joe, that's racist.
there are plenty of people in the professional wrestling industry that are dicks. Doesn't mean that we don't love them.
I say
Phil
Mike
from
doesn't
Chicago?
Mike doesn't overrate Mike didn't overrate
I properly rate Ricochet
SmackDown
over
last
Ricochet.
week because Ricochet was in an Intercontinental title match.
And here's the
Still a
thing:
dick, though.
if Ricochet has a good match, I'll be the first one to give him props for it. Doesn't mean that he's not a dick.
I've never seen the movie. I've never had a desire to because.
Oh man, that's a bummer.
No, it's gross underrated. It's top three Christmas movie
I'm
of
a
all time.
masochist.
Number
Underrated.
2 on my list. Actually, I think it's actually number 3 or 4 on my list. Actually, This was
Elf on the Shelf.
We
Never did
did
it
it
before.
for a while. We haven't done it this year because of every crazy thing that's happened in our house over the
That's
last
fair.
like fucking 3 weeks.
That's fair.
Yeah,
I'm
I don't
going
blame you, brother.
overrated because I don't like this whole thing where we're teaching kids that snitching is okay. Snitches get stitches.
That's true. That's true.
That was something probably a white people thing. I've never done it before.
You know what? That's racist.
I know what it. I know it's racist. I know what it is. I just never done it before. What's the appeal? of that? I don't get that.
Do you remember where the shingles joke is on the Tuesday episode?
Oh, good Christ. It's somewhere in probably the last 15, 20 minutes because
I'm trying to find it so I can play it for
it
Joe.
was during Overrated, Underrated.
It's one of the greatest shows of all time.
I'm
listening to it.
I think even though I don't even have kids, so like I'm not participating. I should do 25 days of Dick in a Box for my wife.
Dick in a box.
Instead of Elf on a Shelf.
Is she ready for all that?
No.
No. She's gonna find out next year though. But I still think it's overrated. Like I think it sets up like unrealistic expectations. A poultry dinner for Christmas, be it turkey, pheasant, chicken, goose, duck.
Goose?
I'm here for it. Underrated. People go for ham too often. Ham sucks.
Michael,
you're a fucking monster. I'll say properly rated because we have ham and turkey at Christmas, so I'm cool with it.
Overrated because I don't care about all that shit other than chicken.
Lame.
We do Caribbean. Well, we do Caribbean style shit in my family, so we do like stuff a little more on the outside. So
that might be racist too. I'm not sure.
Yes.
And last
question. Hit the button. Hit the button. Hit the button.
Wait, which one?
Oh,
yep.
Views Express. Blah 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 blah.
And lastly, eggnog.
Oh my god.
Oh god. Drunk. Disgusting. Yuck.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
Fuck all that. Wait, you like eggnog?
I don't hate it, but I also don't drink it all that often. Like one glass that I have like once a year, like
gross.
It's not
disgusting.
Do we need to peel back the layer of all the gross things that you've probably done in the last month?
Okay, no, we do not.
No, please no. Please no. No. We're done. We're done this time. No. Move on.
We do not.
See?
Eggnog.
Is eggnog really that bad?
I think eggnog
is not bad at all.
Upon
further review, Michael, you're right.
Eggnog, I think, is properly rated.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna sit there and be like, dude, I need to go fucking buy another.
It's great at Christmas. I usually get like at most a quart of it, and
like you're
spread
not
that out a couple, a glass from one or two glasses. It's perfect.
You're not going out and buying a half gallon of it, going, fuck it, I need more eggnog. Like what the fuck?
That's all you
need.
No,
dear God, no, dear, absolutely not. All right, Michael.
Oh, we're going to mine now. Cool, let's roll.
Yeah.
All right, my topic for this week's show, because we have reached the end of the 2022 year, and I figured with Jim being festive, I would bring in the what do you want to see change in 2023? AEW, WWE, it could be matches, it could be people that are in the matches, it could be anything you think that you want to see changed in the wrestling industry. I'm going to start it off with probably the easiest one that anyone will have in this panel. And it's going to be the obvious thing that I think is going to happen in 2023. Give me 7-star FTR back in WWE. I think the two of them in a Triple H ran era will be one of the best tag teams probably in wrestling history. I did see something cool, though. I think Dax might be starting his own podcast.
Oh,
He did.
He is. It's taking place of the William Regal podcast.
So
he fucking blew up Road Dogg spot, too, on that show.
Okay.
Put him Road Dogg has some heat, so.
Who, him and Dax?
Him, yeah. Road Dogg and Dax has some heat. So he blew him up on the podcast.
That's probably because Road Dogg's an asshole.
His podcast ain't that bad.
I love his podcast. It's one of my favorites. It's fun.
I've never listened to it.
It is entertaining because of the jokes that him and Cassio crack on each other.
Yes, I agree.
All right, so I'll let you guys list off a couple, and then I'll come back and wrap it up. Joe, Ernest, Jim, anyone? Bueller, Fry?
EJ, I know you said you had a couple, so why don't you hit one of yours? Because I'm going to be going off the cuff here.
He definitely fucking froze.
EJ, you with us?
I'm back.
Hello?
I'm back.
Testing.
I'm back.
Paging Dr. Watson.
Were you having a stroke? What just happened?
No, internet issue. Sorry about that.
Nah, the internet in the stalker van is spotty at best tonight.
Yeah.
So hold on. You're in the stalker van and you just had a Bret Hart stroke hand.
Anyway,
weird.
So you said FTR and back to WWE, right?
That I think that's the
Definitely agree with
easiest one. So
yeah,
I'll let y'all lead it off here. Ernest, what are yours?
AEW. How about Ricky Starks get a title by the end of this year? By the end of the year.
I think that's too easy because they have 27 titles. Like, is it really?
No, the title, not a title. The title.
Okay.
You said a title.
Sorry about that. I should be a little clear. The title.
I'm sorry. What was that one? I was looking.
Absolute Skag winning the AEW title before the end of the year.
Okay, I like that one. Joe, do you have one?
This is like a general one. I just want AEW to not suck anymore. Like, honestly, I kind of miss when I'd be excited to watch Dynamite every Wednesday night. I kind of miss when there were storylines and feuds and actual engaging things going on where I looked forward to the pay-per-views and all of that. I've said to Mike, I kind of want to go see more wrestling this year. We've talked about maybe going to do Double or Nothing in May, maybe All Out in September. I'm probably down to do those things, whether or not AEW has got like a lot going on, because that at least in the ring you'll get some decent matches. Plus just the spectacle of going to those things, like, hey, excuse to go to Vegas, excuse to go to Chicago. That all sounds really nice to me. But it'd be a lot more exciting if I was actually looking forward to it. And right now, I feel like it's been at least 4 or 5 months since I last really looked forward to anything in AEW.
I'm right with you, man.
Back there, I don't know what that takes, but if we can get back there, I'd be happy.
I think I have what may get us there, and it's something that I'm going to talk about.
Joe, I'm right with you. To be honest, I've been WWE over AEW for the last like 7-8 months now. Since
you don't even watch WWE, so that's
right. But what I'm saying is that, like, to me, I know for me,
Rumble 2020 over AEW.
Right. Where I know exactly where it started for me really was when Punk won the title at Double Nothing. To me, that's when the downhill for me happened.
I feel like that's a valid spot.
Yeah. For me, one thing I would like to see, and I think it has the potential to have started yesterday. AEW actually committing to good women's wrestling and realizing that good women's wrestling can main event and be featured on the show. Because Hikaru Shida, and Jamie Hayter, absolutely fucking killed that main event last night. Let these women work. Let these women be featured and actually make a commitment to women's wrestling. That's what I want to see AEW do and continue to do.
One women's match every fucking week ain't helping. I'm with you.
Well, here's the thing. If you're going to do one women's match, occasionally, because it doesn't have to be every week, because then that also becomes predictable. But occasionally have a women's match, a women's title match, main event the show. Have women's segments throughout the show. Like, make it like, because here's the deal. Most weeks it's like, your featured players are going to be the Elite, the Blackpool Combat Club, the Jericho Appreciation Society, and MJF. Like, those are basically your heavy hitters. Make the women be a part of that. and don't have their segment be predictably 9:20. Now, yesterday it wasn't at 9:20 because they had the main event match. But for how many weeks in a row? It was at 9:20. Somewhere between 9:18 and 9:30 was your women's segment. Don't make it that predictable, because all that's telling your crowd is, if you don't want to see this, you know when you get to, when you're going up, go to the bathroom, get food, get merchandise, whatever. Or when you're at home, when you have to tune back 9:30 because the women are done. Make it
done before in the
unpredictable.
past too. Remember that Britt Baker Thunder Rosa match, fucking unsanctioned match.
Yeah.
That was main event.
And that's why I said, like,
Dynamite.
last night is the potential. Like, it was a phenomenal match. Both women killed it. Jamie Hayter is your champ. People are bought in. Don't give them a reason to not care. Continue to give them reasons to care. Right, Michael?
My next one, I think, will be something that I could see potentially help drive the Chicago bus of something that would interest myself and Joe into watching AEW, especially for that pay-per-view. Give me the All Elite Wrestling acquisition of one Kota Ibushi, leading to him and Kenny Omega taking on the Young Bucks at the September show in a tag team classic.
Coder. I like that.
I think that they were building towards something over in New Japan whenever basically they became like the super elite. When he
Golden Elite.
Oh, the Golden Elite. Whenever Kota came over. But I think this is one of those things where, especially the way that the Young Bucks and Kenny are right now with Don Callis. Don Callis is a fucking heel fucking magnet no matter where he goes. And here's the thing. I don't get it. Like, I don't get why he's there right now. It doesn't matter what they do. Like, Kenny and the Bucks. Oh, we froze.
Oh.
Whoa. We were big
What's
froze.
happening?
We were big froze. So
we never stopped hearing you. So
okay,
for the record,
all right.
You get going.
Okay,
Yeah,
so I just don't get why Don Callis is there. Like, those guys aren't getting booed. Like, it doesn't fucking like. Death Triangle is the obvious
Also, he's
situation.
Reportedly a terrible person, but that's a whole separate issue.
Yeah, I think you have a button for that.
Oh yes.
Horrible human being.
Horrible human being.
So yeah, give me Kota to All Elite. Him and fucking Kenny can be faces. The Bucks can be heels because they're natural heels. Yeah, I'm good.
EJ?
Does have to be soon, but I like to see by the end of the 2023 Gunther in the title picture. Whether he wins it or not, but in the world title picture. So that's why
I could
up
see
and get
that
in there.
too in Triple H's WWE.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Also, like the presentation of Gunther and Imperium is so much better in a way on the main roster, because, and I know a lot of people aren't a huge fan of just like the giant screen staging that WWE uses, but when Imperium comes out and they have fucking 40-foot tall fucking pillars on that screen, that's fucking that's where it's at, dude. It's
I think the other thing that takes Imperium's entrance to the next level is always Kaiser being the one introducing Gunther. Like, his introductions are just so much better than whomever they have doing commentary or introductions on SmackDown. So it's just it makes that act so much like, even in NXT, I felt like him being introduced by whoever the ring announcer was that day was just kind of, oh look, it's Volter. Like, but when you have someone who's, almost the German version of Ricardo Rodriguez, like Alberto Del Rio's ring announcements when Ricardo was doing them were like, okay, what's he gonna say this time? Because it's gonna be fucking hilarious and awesome. Commented. So, like, it's kind of how I feel with Kaiser now, where it's like, all right, what's Kaiser gonna say to like get the crowd like either to boo the shit out of them or to like to respect that Gunther's coming out. So
yeah,
I just think that plays into the act so much better.
He's good. Kaiser's been on a roll.
Fucking hell.
It's almost as good as It's almost as good as intern Mark's shingles joke, but I'm still trying to find.
Fucking believable. EJ, you got another one? Oh no, that you gave that
Yeah.
one. Joe.
Go ahead.
I'll give you one that's kind of selfish. I want to see Money in the Bank return to WrestleMania.
Oh, I can agree with that.
When did they last do
I can
it?
agree with that.
At
You know?
WrestleMania, I think it was like WrestleMania 24 or
It
something
was
like
it was
that.
the year.
Oh, that long?
Yeah, it's a long time ago.
Holy shit.
Okay.
Okay.
We've been to
Since
10 out of the
27.
last 11 WrestleManias. Okay.
Yeah.
We've never seen a Money in the Bank match at WrestleMania.
I mean, the Money in the Bank pay-per-view has been around since 2010.
I guess I've technically never seen a Money in the Bank match live, period, because I've
Yeah.
never been to a Money in the
Me
Bank pay-per-view.
Me either.
Are they doing that this year, or are they? Is it off the calendar?
It's supposedly in the lineup, but that could
WrestleMania
change.
26 was the last.
The year before we went.
The year before we started going.
Yeah,
Is
26 was the last Money in the Bank match at
Mania.
yeah. And Jack Swagger killed it. He was the last Money in the Bank winner at WrestleMania. Fuck you, Jack Swagger.
Didn't he cash in like 3 nights later on SmackDown?
I couldn't even I should probably remember because WrestleMania 26 is what got me back into wrestling.
The All-American Jack Swagger.
I'll kind of build off of Joe's one, and I'll say I would like to see all gimmick pay-per-views go away.
I love that.
So I don't need Elimination Chamber. I don't need Hell in a Cell. I don't need Money in the Bank. I don't need TLC, which we didn't get this year, so I think that one's kind of going away.
Yeah.
Give me Vengeance. Give me Armageddon. Give me No Mercy.
Backlash. Like, still there.
I mean, we get WrestleMania Backlash. We still
right.
WrestleMania
Give
Backlash.
me Armageddon again as the December.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Like give me those. I don't need, like, if you want to do a Elimination Chamber match at an Armageddon, if it makes sense, absolutely.
Hell in a Cell.
Like they just did in NXT. They did the Iron Survivor at Deadline. That's fine.
The Iron Gates of Hell.
You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't need gimmick pay-per-views anymore.
Yeah, I'm with that one.
The logic was obviously to use that as the selling point, right, for pay-per-views, right? That's why they did that, right? Like having like Elimination Chamber being a actual event supposed to be a match was to sell the pay-per-view.
I don't necessarily know that they did it to sell pay-per-views. It just happened where like the Elimination Chamber match.
It was a gimmick tied to a pay-per-view. So instead of just like, hey, you're going to see a show that's on pay-per-view in October, you're going to see a Hell in a Cell match. You're going to see an Elimination Chamber match. Like that.
Mm-hmm.
That was a quote unquote selling point.
Yeah, I just feel like it just got tied in after having it for however many years in a row.
Yeah,
they were like, oh fuck it, we're just gonna name it Elimination Chamber instead of like New Year's Revolution, and then you had an Elimination Chamber match there, which Edge then cashed in to beat John Cena, first ever Money in the Bank cash in.
King of the Ring makes sense to have as a pay-per-view because you can build entire tournament around that.
That's kind of the one I'd make the exception for,
right?
Because there's not a King of the Ring match. You couldn't have a king. Like there's no such thing as a King of the Ring match that you could just have at the Great American Bash.
Correct.
Like, so King of the Ring kind of has to be its own thing.
I agree wholeheartedly on the King of the Ring. My next one, I'm gonna go to the WWE route. I know I've talked some about AEW. Let's break the fucking titles up. Let's get rid of this fucking having the Universal Heavyweight Champion. Let's get rid of the Unified Tag titles. I get it. The Bloodline's the most over thing you have right now, but the problem is you're milking this thing a lot faster than you need to. They're good enough to be the main and only guys you need on SmackDown for a while. I feel like you need to give Raw some of the juice back. And I think you have to give them titles because at this point, Raw as a 3-hour show is just kind of falling to the wayside, is how it feels to me. Raw has become, 3 hours of wrestling in one night is already a chore, especially when you work, 10 hours that day. But 3 hours of wrestling with one title belt and 2 women's titles that are actually there on a weekly basis, it's really hard to get through. It's becoming a chore to sit through Monday Night Raw. So let's split the titles back up. I don't know how you do it. I don't know. I saw something funny on the internet that said like Roman defends the WWE title in the Royal Rumble match, like beats somebody for the Universal title to start the show. Cody wins the Rumble, wins the WWE Championship, and goes into WrestleMania as the champion. I don't hate that idea personally. I'm cool with that. I don't care either way. But I just need the titles doing something different. And keeping the Universal title on Roman keeps the God Run together, keeping the SmackDown titles on the Usos, keep the Bloodline super strong. I feel like Raw is just kind of being forgotten about.
EJ, you have any others?
So my last one here. I don't do anything here significant here for this guy, but it's been a little while since he's had a title, the world title. Give me Seth Rollins winning the world title, even for a month or two. Just whatever. Just reward this guy for a month or two. He doesn't even need a title, but I want to see it. It's been a while. It's been 3 years, over 3 years actually. Now. So give Seth Rollins a little bit of a small title run.
Joe, because I'm still thinking of I can probably come up with one more.
You have any thoughts on Seth Rollins winning the world title?
I love Seth Rollins. Let's do it. I don't know if I have any. Yeah, I don't know if I have anything else. Like, I want to see Triple H's WWE continue. Please do not let Vince back into this fold.
Vince ain't coming back.
No, please.
I don't
come back.
I don't know. I don't know why or how or where that whole thing started. And here's the deal. I know some.
I think I have a thought process on that.
Here's the deal. I know some fucking reporters said that like Vince wants to come back. I'm sure he does. I'm sure he's bored as fuck.
Yeah.
But like, and here's the deal. Even if he wants to, the board of directors would have to approve it. And there ain't no fucking way that's happening. There is not a fucking chance because the number of fucking sponsors and things that would pull out of that company.
Yeah, you fired somebody over their stuff, but we're gonna let the old guy who's got
the fucking financial hit that would do on WWE is astronomical. There is not a fucking chance that happens.
I found it funny. I was listening to the Eric Bischoff podcast, Strictly Business, today. His guest was Jim's favorite, Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful.com.
I heard about that.
Well, okay, so
He's a pussy.
But he did make a valid point when it came to the Vince situation, and he made the comment on basically why people in the company will leak certain things to trusted reporters. Certain things like that get released so that then you can see the kickback, you can see the negativity, so that whenever you walk up to the people that are like pushing for it, you can be like, we're getting this out because we want people to be pissed off about it because we don't want him to come back. Like the fans being like uberly pissed off about it. Like, Vince, look, go the fuck away. Like, they don't want you back. We don't want you back. It just makes their point easier to sell. Like, some things get released just so that you can have the negative feedback. So then you can be like, hey, look, this is telling you to not come back. Like,
I mean, here's the deal. That's not, and credit to Sapp for bringing it up and talking about it, but that's not something that he realized on his own. This is something Pritchard talked about in episode 3 of Something to Wrestle With. Like the WWE, yeah, they regularly will float real and fake stories to different people in the wrestling media to get reactions from, and also to see, because they will discuss things that are supposed to be off the record to find out if any of their sources are leaking as well. So it's a smart business practice on their part. And yeah, look, I have much more problem with the Brian Alvarez's of the world and actual like WrestleNews.co than I do with Sapp. My problem with Sapp and almost everybody that works for Fightful is those people that work there have the thinnest skin. And you're in the wrong fucking business to have thin skin. You really are. Like it is, because Sap, honest to God, is probably one of the best and most accurate when it comes to wrestle reporting. But he is one of these, it's embarrassing, like the things he will like call back on and get like butthurt over. That's my issue with him. Like, I mean, you guys saw the whole thing with me and him on 3 Count this week. So back in September, he had tweeted September 22nd, 2022 could be the first calendar year since his debut that John Cena doesn't have a match of any kind. And I quote tweeted him on September 23rd and said, with an asterisk, like I was correcting him, will be. So obviously it was announced last weekend or whatever, that a week ago, that Cena's wrestling on the December 31st SmackDown. So he just replied, "Oh." So like I sent a GIF of somebody like pointing and laughing. I said, "You got me good." And then literally, I mean, if you can't read the sarcasm in this tweet, you probably shouldn't be on Twitter. So then I replied back to my original tweet from September, and I said, "I would like to apologize to the wrestling fans on Twitter. Clearly, I shouldn't have been so reckless with this tweet back in September. The great SRS of Fightful has so eloquently pointed out to me that I was wrong in this nearly 3-month-old tweet. I'll try to do better from now on." 2 days after that. Now think of the number of times that Sean Ross Sapp tweets in a day, right? So this motherfucker has left this stew in his and the number of notifications he has. So this motherfucker lets this stew in his notifications for 2 days. So December 18th, he responds to me, "Amazing how serious you took this and how butthurt you got by it." And I was like, I was literally being sarcastic, my dude, but whatever you want to tell yourself. Like the guy who is the softest in wrestling reporting is telling me that I got
softer than Charmin.
Like, man, dude. But yeah. So
Yeah.
But yeah,
Anything else?
there's no way.
There's only one word to describe him.
SAWFT soft.
Yeah, I was gonna kind of, and it does tie into, I think, Mike, your original one about FTR returning to WWE is, and I think we're starting to turn the corner a bit and have WWE focus a little bit more on tag team wrestling.
Oh, yeah.
And that's a Triple H thing for sure. But continue to do that, especially if you are getting, and I think they are. I mean, hell, FTR lost to the fucking ass boys last night. Okay, they're doing the job on their way out, which is absolutely what you should do. You like in one way or another. Like, you should absolutely, and that's what they're doing. They're helping put the ass boys over. But yeah, there's the FTR is coming back home. Like, that's the bottom line. That's what's happening here. All right, any other ones?
I do have one. I have one that I think is going to happen. Somebody from New Japan will be in the Royal Rumble. Obviously, WWE signed Carl Anderson. They're letting Carl Anderson work Wrestle Kingdom. I believe we'll get somebody from New Japan in the Royal Rumble, maybe even a Final Four member of the match, eventually being eliminated by whoever wins the Royal Rumble, potentially setting up to something else down the road. So that could be a good one. And the other one that I have, obviously, and we'll discuss it probably more on the January 5th show because Wrestle Kingdom will have already occurred. Kyrie and Mercedes, Sasha, Monet, Banks, first Bank of Boston, whatever the fuck we want to call her. They'll have a banger for the New Japan Women's title when that time comes. I don't think that there's a shot in hell that match misses. But for my own sake, like, I hope, like, if Sasha is not going to return to WWE for the foreseeable future, stay in Japan. Please don't become part of Tony Khan Presents fucking dumb shit.
Agreed. Totally agree with you.
I truly like. I get it. I don't think that she fits what they're doing there. I think she could have a good match with most of the women on the roster, but I described it, and Jim, I know you described it a little bit. You know, when you look at the roster, like FTR is leaving, so like you'll have a new tag team to take that spot. But when you think about it, you look at the TV time: Blackpool Combat Club, Maxwell, the women's champion, whoever it is at the time, Britt Baker, Jamie Hayter, whomever it is. Like you have the women's segment. Saraya is going to keep taking TV time. You know, you're going to get to a point where on a 2-hour TV show and a 1-hour Friday show that nobody gives a fuck about, you're eventually going to run out of time.
Yeah.
And if you're bringing her in, she's someone who's going to demand TV time, not because she's going to walk into Tony's office and say, "Give me TV time," because the fans are going to want her on the show and they're going to hijack shows until she shows up.
True.
So to save yourself, Tony, you know, unless you're basically going to release half of your women's roster and make her the only fucking other woman besides Saraya that you push outside of your champion, I just don't think that her signing and being in AEW as a long-term thing makes any sense. You know, if she wins the NJPW IWGP women's title and defends it at like Forbidden Door 2 against Tony Storm, cool. I'm all for that being a thing. But I don't think she needs to be in AEW long-term, because not only do I think Tony won't be able to figure her out, but I just think that it will eat at the time, that the lack of time they already have.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. Like it's they have to make a more focused effort. That's the big thing. All right.
And I know that we talked about Triple H and WWE having to, you know, cut back on part of the roster. AEW is due for a full-on roster cut because they're going to have to shave off.
Well, I mean, here's the deal. Like whether they're talking about roster cut or just simply not re-signing.
Correct. I'm not. I get it. Cut might not be the right word.
Right.
But there are a lot of contracts that are going to come up in 2020.
Yeah. This is the year we've been waiting for, or at least I have.
Yep. 2023. It's arrived.
Yeah, for sure. All right. EJ.
All right. This is another edition of Heel versus Face. This is the 4th edition of this one.
All Orndorff.
5 guys here. Hold on. Maybe next one. Pick up 5 guys that, again, you for the heel or the face. First one here, Randy Orton, heel or face? Jim.
Heel. Easy. Heel Orton is so good. Now, don't get me wrong. The most recent time we've seen him, his face run here with Riddle has been fantastic, but Orton is absolutely a better heel than face.
Joe?
RK Bro, Randy Orton is the only face Randy Orton that I'll ever get behind. So yeah, give me heel Orton every day of the week and twice on Sunday. Vastly underrated Orton was when he was part of the Wyatt family.
Okay. Joe?
I'll actually go ahead and say face Orton with the current version, the RK Bro veteran out there just kind of having fun. It's my favorite version of Orton ever. You can tell he's having a good time, which
right.
I'll take any day of the week. Honestly, this version of Orton's had better matches. He's had just a lot more memorable, for positive reasons, stuff. Whereas heel Orton has had some of the dumbest storylines and lamest WrestleMania matches and just a whole lot of stuff that I could easily go without remembering.
Edge versus Randy Orton, with Randy being a heel, is arguably better than any match he had as a part of RK Bro.
Yeah, this RK Bro run made it a little bit closer, but it's heel Orton with a bullet. I mean, in fact, whenever I see even back in 2011, yeah, even when he was like a face for a little bit with Evolution, or even in 2011 when he was feuding with Christian, I never could get behind him as a babyface. It's like didn't feel right. So it's a heel with a bullet. RK Bro is the only one I can actually even buy into him as a babyface. Honestly, that is it. All right, next one here we got Daniel Bryan Danielson, heel or face, Michael.
Okay, so the problem is I'm gonna think about Daniel Bryan, Bryan Danielson, from his Ring of Honor time. Would you say that Bryan was more of a heel whenever he was telling everybody that they were going to get their fucking head kicked in?
2006 Bryan Danielson in Ring of Honor was a heel.
Okay, yeah, heel, because that 2006 Bryan Danielson run is probably one of the funnest runs I've had in wrestling.
Yeah,
I mean, you're going to get your fucking head kicked in. I mean, it is what it is. You know, like if you take his Ring of Honor stuff out, like obviously, like People Planet champion of the world, Captain Planet.
That was awesome Bryan Danielson
with the hemp belt. Like that was fun. But face Bryan, like, and here's the thing. I'll tell you the exact time that face Bryan was born. It was in Miami, Florida. It was at Wrestlemania when Sheamus kicked his fucking head off. And they fucking took that show hostage with the yes chants the rest of the night. That was when face Daniel Bryan became a thing. That's when the yes movement became, you know, the cart got behind the horse.
Yeah.
So straight up, like that run of Daniel Bryan, like, is his only face run that I think is like super like excellent. But I'm gonna go heel just because his 2006 stuff in Ring of Honor was some of the best heel work that I've seen by a professional wrestler in God knows how long.
Joe?
I'm gonna go face just because I think he's a really natural face and easy to cheer for. He's got that Shawn Michaels thing about him, which I know, you know, Shawn is the guy that trained him. He can see you. He can see you completely. But like, I definitely think Bryan's got a very natural face ability about him, so I'm gonna go with face on him.
I don't have the old Ring of Honor reference. The yes movement was one of the coolest things in wrestling, probably in my life, but definitely since I came back to watching wrestling after WrestleMania 26. But the Daniel Bryan, like the world's champion, not the world champion, the world's champion, he had the hemp belt and all of that, was so fucking good. Definitely heel for me.
People assume I'm gonna say also like a babyface because like obviously the yes movement, but I came back to watch wrestling right in the middle of that all that. And I loved it. Him as a heel was fantastic. Even the tweener here in AEW, you know, like he does both great. I prefer like babyface Daniel Bryan is awesome, but heel Daniel Bryan is my favorite. So I'm gonna go heel as well. All right, next one, Edge. Jim?
Oh my God, face Edge is so boring. Heel Edge is where it's at.
Yeah, evil, rated R superstar.
If anyone has ever had a face that just instantly makes you want to punch it, it's Edge.
He looks like a fucking like vampire or something. Like he doesn't. Yeah, like I feel like face Edge, even on this like return run, is like only even acceptable because his original career got cut so short. To me, it's a heel with a bullet.
Because even when he did the like heel turn when Judgment Day started, it was kind of awesome.
Yeah.
Mike?
I'm gonna take heel, but I feel like his face run whenever he was the tag champions with like Hulk Hogan and his stuff in the early SmackDown when he was part of the SmackDown 6 is stuff that people don't remember a lot about Edge. Obviously, Rated R Superstar stands out because he was the world champion and he was the most over guy on Monday Night Raw. You know, and this stuff with the Judgment Day when he came back as part of Judgment Day when he was the heel leader before being kicked out, and then now it's the feud with them. But I think he plays a better heel than he does a face. But I'm not as out on his face runs as the other two are.
Right. Wasn't TLC era of him and Christian as tag team? They were faces first, right?
No, they were all
that's full-blown heel.
They were the heels. the Dudleys were the tweeners and the Hardys were the faces.
Yeah.
Right.
The Dudleys would get booed when they brought the tables out, but if they pump fake the tables, they would automatically get booed the fuck out. So that's why I think when you look at the three teams, Edge and Christian were definitely the heels in that because they were always getting booed no matter what they did.
Right. I'm heel obviously too. I mean, it's pretty easy. All right. How about this one? Keith Lee. Mike.
I don't think I've ever seen Keith Lee as a heel.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Wasn't Swerve
Yeah,
when you consider
I
Swerve
can't
to
recall
Glory?
him.
Wasn't Swerve to Glory kind of a heel run too?
I would say that it was Swerve was a heel.
Which is why he finally just turned on him.
Right.
I wouldn't say that Keith was a heel. Keith kind of wanted to try to win the matches the right way.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say incomplete because I don't think I've ever seen a heel.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen a full heel
All right,
run.
Yeah.
Let's scratch one off. We're scratching one off. All right, do another one. I have it at the back up here. Ricky Starks. Mentioned him earlier.
Okay, so his face promo against Maxwell a couple weeks ago was arguably one of his best promos as a member of the All Elite Wrestling roster. But I need heel Ricky Starks. The flamboyant, the flashy shirts, the all of that whenever he was with Team Taz before the neck injury and all of that, yeah, give me heel Ricky Starks. I feel like he's just a vibe whenever he's a heel. Like he's just it's a whole nother vibe whenever he comes out and with the flashy shirts and just gets booed. I think he can play a great face. Let me say that, but I think his heel work is just so much better.
Joe.
Yeah, what Mike said.
Jim.
And I almost hate saying this because it almost sets up an expectation or a bar that is hard to reach. But when I look at Ricky Starks, I get very early like the Rocky Maivia to the Rock transition.
Likewise.
And so to me, it's got to be heel. It's got to be heel because that character, that vibe is so much better as a heel than a face.
Yeah, definitely heel. But I am very curious about this face run here and how long they'll stick to it before he goes back. I'm sure there'll be a moment where he'll go back to being heel again at some point. Probably next
Oh, absolutely.
couple years. We'll see. Finally, last one here. Psycho Sid Justice. Heel or face, Jim?
I feel he was like awkwardly. I feel like he was awkwardly good and bad at both.
Yeah. Survivor Series 96 was the best one. He's like fist bumping the fucking crowd.
Oh, I love that. There was that video this week, the one where
yeah.
like when you bring home everything from the store that your wife asked for. I sent that to my wife. She thought it was hilarious.
That crowd wanted Brett or Sean to lose so bad it didn't matter who he was fighting.
New York for you. New York.
I think he's in his best element as a heel.
I was gonna say I don't think that he could be a face. I think they tried to make him a face and ended up with him feuding with Hogan. Let's go back and look at the Sid Justice Vicious timeline. He almost destroyed Brian Pillman's life inside WG. He basically was killing people and having them wheeled out on a stretcher at one point as one of his gimmicks. His promos were always like sick and twisted. Yeah, I don't think he could be a face. Like they tried it and it blew up in their face. Sid as a heel is the only thing Sid was fairly good at. So give me Sid heel.
Joe.
I honestly don't care. Just give me Sid away from the ropes.
Yeah. No, it's definitely heel, but he always felt like a tweener to me. A little bit of a tweener.
That's a Sid drop, by the way.
He felt close to a tweener though. Yeah, that's when the car was all wrapped up and shit.
Yep.
Why? No, definitely. Yeah, definitely a heel, but he always felt like a little bit of a tweener too. So
I couldn't find the intern Mark fucking shingle
Love Sid,
joke.
man.
I have to listen to the episode
I'll
tomorrow.
say it's in there somewhere.
I know, but I don't think it was in the
Alright.
last 15 minutes.
That's
I think it was a little bit earlier, so I got to go back and
2000s WCW.
what?
All right, so I guess Joe, bring it home. Can you hear me?
Sure.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah. I don't remember how
I'm
I
lagging a
thought
little bit too. That's why. So I apologize.
I don't know.
So anyway, if Black Grinch is done talking, so if here's
Jim, hit the button.
Uh-oh.
Thank you.
so
Racist.
how's that racist? He's green. Anyway, if you're okay, take it back now, y'all.
Today, Junior.
So let's say you were given free tickets, and we'll include like airfare and hotel, to any one wrestling show in the 2023 calendar year that is not WrestleMania, because that's too obvious of an answer. What show are you picking?
Well, it'd be obvious for the two of them to pick WrestleMania. I know we wouldn't because we go every year. So,
Well, we can go for free.
I still would.
I'm just saying, but okay, WrestleMania is too obvious, though. That's like saying pick a football game from next season and you pick the Super Bowl. Like, duh, of course you're picking the Super Bowl. So let's take out the obvious answer. No WrestleMania. It can be anything else. It could be any other show from any other company. Big Show, House Show, Paul White. It could be anything. Go.
You see
No,
what you did
mine is easy. I always want to go to SummerSlam. Like I know Mania, even if we allow Mania in the conversation, and certainly Mania is the bigger show, that which is fucking quite obvious. To me, SummerSlam in terms of like intrigue for me personally is on level. I've always loved SummerSlam. I've always had a thing for SummerSlam.
Okay.
So wait, if you had the option for WrestleMania, you would still pick SummerSlam?
See, that's tough now. I would probably still go to Mania, but I've always loved SummerSlam. To me, it's like it's Mania
Have you ever
definitely.
been to SummerSlam?
No, I've not.
Oh,
I've
the
not.
boyhood dream hasn't come true.
No.
That makes me
But
so sad. I want you to go to SummerSlam so
to
badly
me-
now.
He hasn't been to
To me,
WrestleMania either.
He doesn't
I've
care
never
about
been
WrestleMania.
No, I love WrestleMania. What I'm saying is that
Must be
SummerSlam.
about wrestling for 12 years, but whatever.
I've always loved SummerSlam's always been like that next the next one to me is like always of importance to me, like literally like on level with Mania for me.
All right. That's fine. For me, and just to not repeat an answer, and I don't think I would have either. I want to be in a crowd for a Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
So take me to the Royal Rumble, man.
We've been there
Like,
for one of those.
yeah, I've never been to a Rumble. I wanted to go to there was one in Philly that I was gonna go to, and then that was the one where the fucking 38 inches of snow or whatever the fuck it was hit the Northeast. I'm like, yeah, that ain't happening.
Let me ask you this, Jim: if you had to pick a Royal Rumble of the past to attend, which one would you pick?
Ooh. Intriguing.
The first one that comes to my mind is 2020 because that one was fucking, like, and I'm not even making a joke because it's you.
It's over.
That Rumble since I have started watching wrestling again, which is since WrestleMania 26 and beyond, that Rumble felt like the only time that I can really remember, especially at least since we started doing 3CT stuff. So basically the last decade, it felt like the first one to me that I can think of where like nobody, like there was nothing to complain about. Like it just felt like everything went right. Everything felt good. And I loved matches on the undercard as well. Like that,
And also,
that Daniel Bryan Bray Wyatt match was great.
Yeah.
So yeah, give me out for lack of better thinking. Give me 2020.
And to add to that too, also Jim, that was the night Kobe died. So that I needed that night. I needed Rumble that night. It came through for me.
Oh yeah.
Rewind me
So-
back to 2019 when we were there in Phoenix. I'll watch that one again in person.
2019 for you. What about you, Jim? I mean,
Joe?
Joe. Sorry, Joe. Joe. Sorry.
I was like,
Go again, Jim. Go again.
Yeah, sorry.
well,
Run it back.
well, I
Pick another one.
If I had to pick a Rumble to go to, and it's funny because it's not even for the Rumble match in this case, I'd go to 2000. Because first of all, I never got to see a Rumble at Madison Square Garden, which makes me sad. It was always sold out anytime I tried to go to one. And that 2000 show's got that Triple H Cactus Jack match. It's got the Hardys and Dudleys and a tables match. Like, that's a great overall show. And the Rumble itself is a little predictable, but I mean, the Rumble's always fun. Like, especially when you're there live, it's a good time, even if it's not a great Rumble.
I picked 1992 easily.
Of course you did.
Yeah, just love that fucking Rumble.
Dirt.
Amazing.
Cool.
2020 another one too. Yeah, I know. I get it. Well, what about SummerSlam though? As I mentioned, SummerSlam. Yeah, pick SummerSlam to attend.
90.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I feel like I've been to all
three.
the good recent ones.
Yeah, we've been to all the good recent ones, so I don't feel.
We were at a couple of the Brooklyn ones. We were at Toronto. So like, we covered most of the decent years.
Because I picked 2002.
Honestly, recent ones I'd go to this year's.
Yeah, this one was a good one.
This year's
2000
SummerSlam was a fucking banger.
2002 be mine. The one I pick.
2002 is a good one.
Yeah,
I don't hate it.
But Mike.
So my show, and I'm gonna specifically do the one that's coming up in a couple weeks. Give me Wrestle Kingdom. Give me the January 4th show. I was looking at the card for that, and we won't have a show before this goes live. So I just want to read off some of the matches. Joe will know some of these guys. Jim, you might.
Is it down to one night again?
So there are 12 matches.
Isn't it?
No, there are 12 matches announced for night number 1, January 4th.
Are they doing nights 2 and 3, or are they just?
I don't think so.
This is not Tony Khan influence, right?
No, they've always
Jesus.
no. They did this before Tony Khan knew what the fuck wrestling was.
Okay.
Let's talk about that for a minute. Tony Khan got the option of marathon pay-per-views from from New Japan. That's just being real because Kenny and the Bucks came from New Japan. So they have the New Japan Rambo, where they'll have the number 1 contender for the King of Pro Wrestling trophy. The Antonio Inoki Memorial 6-man tag match featuring Minoru Suzuki, Tiger Mask, and Tatsumi Fujinami. Great retro names there. Leo Rush is part of a junior team with Yo. You know that? Leo Rush and Yo are a tag team.
Is it not?
Their team name is Leo. They take on TJ Perkins, the guy that WWE fired. Kairi Sane takes on Tam Nakano for the women's title. Zack Sabre Jr. versus Ren Narita for the television title. Carl Anderson with Luke Gallows takes on Tama Tonga. In the final match of the Great Muta's career in New Japan, it's Muta, Hiroshi Tanahashi, and Shota Umino versus Naito, Sonata, and Bushi. You got Will Ospreay versus Kenny Omega for the IWGP United States title. And you got Jay White versus Okada for the IWGP World title. Those are just a couple of the matches. I didn't run down all the card and give all the names because Ernest is gonna look at me like I have 3 heads whenever I tell him one of the guys' names is literally El Desperado or and FTR is going to take on Goto and Yoshihashi. So they
what day is this again? What day is this? That's
January 4th. Always January 4th.
Yeah, it's always January 4th.
It's a Wednesday.
Wednesday, yeah, the day before we go on here, right?
Yeah, so we'll talk. I'll probably bring up, and they'll probably be the people that I nominate for the wrestlers of the week for that week. If I'm just being brutally honest, I don't know if I'll be able to watch it because I'll probably be working because it's at fucking like 4 a.m. and it's normally a 5-hour show.
I mean, if you want to do a preview, like a little spin up pod and preview and put on a feed, we could do that.
Yeah, I might. I got to see what Joe's availability is because I don't want to bring you on. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
No. I'm gonna be honest. Just send me the shit, and I'll fucking do the rest.
Yeah, no. That's obvious. But yeah, I think it's gonna be. I think this specific one, Great Muda's last match, the Inoki Memorial 6-man tag, the good title matches. Ospreay
I know
versus
this one.
Omega has been built up for years. So you're finally going to get that banger of a match. Obviously, Carl Anderson being a member of the WWE roster, defending a New Japan title on that show.
It's a pretty big deal.
You know, you're going to have an AEW guy and a WWE guy wrestling on the same card in title matches. Who thought that on the bingo card of 2022-2023? Because it wasn't me. Did you give yours?
Not a bad card, actually. I know some people in there.
All right.
I was originally going to say the Royal Rumble also, but in the interest of having a different answer, I'm going to go ahead and go with Double or Nothing. I think being in Vegas would be fun. I think that's the original kind of flagship show for AEW. Like, as much as All Out gets the kind of WrestleMania slot, I think in a lot of people's minds is like AEW's big show every year.
That's because
Like-
unfortunately every time that they've had All Out, they've had somebody debut that's taken
Right.
the fucking steam away
But
from
but
it.
the truth is though, the original AEW show, because All In was not the original AEW show. All In was a con that fucking the Young Bucks and Cody pulled off on Ring of Honor.
Yep.
You know, like, yeah, it was kind of a prequel show, but it's not. Like, Tony Khan had no involvement in
No,
In
they
and all
basically
that.
sold.
They had to buy Tony Khan had to buy Ring of Honor
Right.
to be
To
able to
finally
have
get
the
that
rights to that
footage.
footage.
Exactly. So, like, I don't like, to me, the original AEW show, the one that like I tie to AEW more than anything else every year, is Double or Nothing. And I feel like it could be a very fun show to attend. Like I was saying earlier, it's one that I'm genuinely interested in trying to go see this year. And, you know, Mike and I have talked about it a little bit, but like it'll be a lot more enjoyable if storylines and everything AEW is actually pretty good come May. And I don't know if that's going to be a thing, but I feel like it's still got that WrestleMania aspect to it where it's like, it's kind of fun to just go to.
I think we'll be able to figure out our decision based on what happens at Revolution.
Probably.
So I think that's where that lays.
I think that one could be a fun one. I think
Okay.
AEW, that's their main show in my head. The same way, like, back in the day, if I could have gone to a WCW show, I probably would have gone to a Halloween Havoc before I went to, like, a Starrcade.
Someone who's been to multiple Starrcades, yeah, Starrcade. It's always Starrcade.
Yeah, Starrcade or
The only two choices were Starrcade or
Oh,
Halloween
Halloween
Havoc. That was it. Like,
Great American Bash.
you want to tell me that like the specific show where Hogan
uncensored?
turned-
No.
God no, dude. They had some really terrible
Right.
fucking uncensors. Let's be real here.
The uncensored is pretty shitty.
But I mean, if
Hog
it's not
Wild.
those two, like the only one, like I would say Fall Brawl because I love the WG. Like that's me.
Mhm.
But that's specifically because of that match. Like show wise, like the only other one that would make sense would be like
World War III.
Great American Bash.
Hey Jim, would you go to Hog Wild?
Oh fuck no. No. If I had to pick a WCW one to go to, I would go to 96 Bash at the Beach, right?
Yeah, I think
Oh
that
hell yeah! Well, that's the easiest
Just
one.
Bash at the Beach in
Undercard
general.
on that, like, hot garbage, though.
Give me
It's
Bash at the Beach in general, though, because I feel like, especially whenever they were doing them like outdoors,
It
like
was fun.
that's just a fucking party.
If I had to pick any WCW show in history to have gone to, it's probably Starrcade 96. Because you had some great wrestling on that show.
96 or
Was that
97.
Piper Hogan? Was that Piper and Hogan? Piper and Hogan, right?
Hogan, but you also had on that one, but you had Rey Mysterio and Liger on that show.
Mhm.
You had Dean Malenko and Ultimo Dragon on that
Oh,
show.
I know. I was
Like-
there.
You were at 96?
I was at 96 and 97.
97. You went 96 too?
I think I was at 96, 97.
You were at 98 because you were there when Goldberg lost.
Yeah, I think I was there for all three.
Shit.
You were
Give
for
me
Cade.
what was it, the Halloween Havoc, the Mysterio versus
Eddie,
Eddie.
Yeah.
97.
Give me that one too.
I'll go to fucking Nitro in July, 98. Goldberg won the title.
I mean, honestly, like I think that there.
Random Nitro.
No, I mean, I think there are certain shows that you would pick out of like the lot, but like any of the Great American Bashes, like you were getting bangers. Like, and honestly, like you have Nash and Hall putting Bischoff through a fucking table on the one, before Hogan turns. There's just so many like memorable shows. But then at the end, it's just like this company fell apart because of mismanagement from the people that owned it.
Right.
And the fact that Turner didn't want fucking wrestling anymore.
Right.
Something
if I pick any show
forget about, by the way.
Right. If I pick any show ever in the history of the world, it will be the show that Jim Intermark was at. Intermark was at 35 years ago. Fucking September Saturday main event when the Mega Powers first got together. I think that show.
You just killed the segment.
Why? I love that show. It was a good show, actually. What's wrong with that show, buddy?
If you can find that card, read it out to us.
Anyway, fuck all that, man. Rest of the week, last one of the year.
Yeah, even you don't want to read out that card. That's how bad it was. I get it.
No, it was Hogan and Sika, Savage is Honky, the Heart Foundation. Yeah, that was a shitty show, actually.
Wow.
Savage Hogan stuff.
You got through the Hogan match. You got through the Savage match. You started to talk about the tag match. You go, yeah, that show sucks.
Here's the deal. I can understand, like you, somebody your age, like Mark,
82 years old,
wanting to be able to time travel and go back to that show. But to say that out of all the wrestling shows of all time, that's the one you would go back to, that's where you lost me.
Formation of the NWO.
Future segment.
WrestleMania 3.
Future topic next.
Nope.
I'll tell you what. Future topic. And I'll probably do this next couple of weeks when we get back here. Pick the 5 wrestling shows. I don't care what it is. It could be a Raw, it could be a Mania, whatever. Pick 5 random shows you would go to attend in hindsight.
Yeah, but for real, Ernest, the kind of guy who chooses to go back to WrestleMania 3, but also gives himself tickets in like section 435.
He's not
Can we
wrong.
do this draft? Can we do this draft style? I feel like draft style.
How can we do that though? Oh, what we do? Okay, so
once
once
it's off the board, it's off the board. Come with more than 5.
Random shows.
Double up a show.
Yeah, because here's the thing. Like, I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. I'm probably taking Bash at the Beach '96. Somebody else is probably gonna take that because of the formation of the NWO. Like, let's be real here. Like,
yeah, you can't double up a show.
In fact, you know what?
I feel like
I'll tell you what, Michael. That's my topic for January 1st show.
January 5th. Okay, cool.
Okay, write it down and tell us that week.
I'll put it in. I'll put it on the dry erase.
I have behind. Let's go. Let's get the wrestlers of the week and let's close this shit out.
He's ready to go to sleep.
Goddamn right I am. I'm sitting here.
When's the first time? I went first.
Joe, are you making picks this week, or did you watch wrestling, or do you not know what's going on? Just so I know what I need to do.
I'm scared to know.
Yes, all right. Joe's making picks, so since Joe didn't get picks last week, he gets the 3 this week. Joe picked.
Oh man, you didn't tell me I was gonna have 3 picks,
buddy. Just figure it out.
All right, let's start with Bailey.
All right. I'm gonna take the AEW Women's Champion who had a banger of a match. Give me Jamie Hayter. Jim.
Motor City Machine Guns, new 3-time Impact Tag Team Champions.
Good pick, man. That's a good pick.
Give me KO and Seth. Beat the Bloodline this week.
Beat the Usos this week. Let's be real. Joseph.
Did anything happen on NXT?
Yeah.
I don't think I saw Braun Breaker fucking try to spare Jason Waller.
And they did the Bret Hart fucking.
I mean, the New Day retained the tag titles.
All right, there we go. New Day.
New Day.
Always big.
You just got super excited to yell New Day at 12:45 in my house.
They don't do that.
My wife might come out and murder you at some point. If she does, I will make sure that this video gets burned to the fucking ground.
Hi, Carol.
Let's see. Who am I going with? Let's see. I have to find something that I actually want to pick. You know what? Fuck it. Give me Rhea Ripley beating Akira Tozawa in the.
I had that on my list too.
Yeah, oh, well, you'll be all right.
Yeah.
Give me old Rhea Ripples.
You're in gender match.
Jim.
Give me Gunther retained his Intercontinental title last Friday on SmackDown.
That's a good pick, man. That's a good pick.
Give me Alexa Bliss, who turned on Bianca this week.
Another person that I can just automatically not put in my fucking rankings this month. Awesome, love it. Thanks for the easy pick, bud. Joseph, final pick of the 2022 season.
I mean, they beat the best tag team in pro wrestling, right? So,
Jesus Christ.
Let me get the ass, boys. Not the first time I've said that sentence recently.
It's not surprising.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I know.
There was a comma between ass and boys the last time I said it, but
nope. All right. So,
all right, fellas. Any final thoughts? Any final thoughts before 40 years over?
With that being said, I'll get you guys the final list probably tomorrow. Get your votes in. Please don't wait until fucking January 3rd for me to have to fucking hunt you down to figure this out, so that I can get the final, because whoever is the wrestler of the year will be determined off of this. So please, as soon as you guys can, I'll get it to you guys tomorrow once I get home from work. So it'll probably be tomorrow, midday or something. Also, we will have a format change for wrestler of the month next month. We'll announce that on the January 5th show, because I've got to remember exactly what we agreed upon. So that'll be something that we discuss off air, obviously.
Text.
Yeah. All right. So I'll start the closing. I'm going to start with like what I want to, not plugging my shit, but I want to say before we start the plugging of said social medias.
He said plugging.
That's why I said plugging social medias, because I knew he was going to perk up real quick. So I was trying not to fucking let that shit thing. I said this on the Five for Fighting podcast as I wrap that up. Super thankful to have the year that we had. We were able to turn this show from a 3-man army to a 4-man army by getting Jim aboard on a more permanent role. Super happy about that. Super happy to be able to share the airwaves with him as well as you guys again for the year that was. 2023 will be a banner year for the Take Through Wrestling podcast. I think we couldn't do it. I couldn't do it without the three of you guys. I couldn't do it without the people that listen to this thing. So before we start wrapping up with our other stuff, I just wanted to drop that as we get ready to get into Christmas. And we won't have a New Year's show, obviously, unless I do a preview with Joe for the New Japan show. So it's one of those things where 2022, as we close the book, my life's been pretty tumultuous, especially over the last 4 months. So the fact that I've had the escape here on Thursday nights with you guys, it's been something that's keep me grounded. And it's something that I know that I needed early in September and when my life got turned upside down. So, I had a good run in 2022. I'm ready to see what happens in 2023. On to bigger and better for all of us. So cheers, boys.
Joe.
What is this porno music?
No, it's our New World Order.
It's the new theme song.
It sounds like we're
It's
on
80s
cinema.
NWO. It's the NWO theme.
Yeah, it's like an 80s remix.
This is
of the
definitely
NWO.
Emmanuel in Space Number 9.
No, it's
I
not.
love this song.
I'm
Joe, any
just
final thoughts for
saying.
2022?
Let's see. I'd like to thank
Jesus.
I'd like to thank Jewish people. Happy Hanukkah. Without you, there would not be circumcised penises, and those are some of my favorite things.
How did I know that this was going to happen?
I'd like to thank Ryan, without whom I would not know Aunt Betty, and I've grown very close to her. You could say there's -6 inches between us sometimes. Let's see. I'd like to. This music is throwing me off. I can't do it anymore. I'm good.
I'm so glad that the music just fucked
Wait,
you upside.
wait. It wasn't a circle-sized penis? Do you off?
No, that wouldn't throw him off. It would throw the rest of us off. It was more the Aunt Betty comment that you didn't have your headphones on for.
Look, I'm comfortable enough in my manhood that a penis wouldn't throw me off.
Good fuck.
I mean,
I'm not going to do the same things with it that Joe would, but I would be able to continue with what I'm doing with my life.
Yeah. It's just an organ. Who gives a fuck, right?
I don't even know how.
This
to
show is
follow
fucking
that.
off the rails again.
I don't know how to.
Joe,
follow that.
are you done, Joe?
I mean, at least we waited
Yes,
till
I'm done.
at least we waited till 12:55 for it to go off the rails. It didn't go off the rails.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, that's when the bad the infomercials would be on. You get in trouble watching.
Go ahead, Jim.
Obviously I wasn't even a part of the show when 2022 began. So being here and being a part of it every week was definitely unexpected. I enjoy being here. I've told every group of podcasters that I work with this week that because I'm actually taking, well, now Huddle Up will be on next week, but I'm taking next Thursday off. It'll be my first Thursday not podcasting, and God, I don't even remember. But I appreciate all you guys. I appreciate the people who do listen to this and take the time out of their day to listen to us have fun sitting around talking with friends. So I appreciate you guys. I look forward to what we can do in 2023, and yeah, I hope you guys have a great holiday. Hope everybody listening has a great holiday.
No, like I said, thank you guys for
Happy holiday.
Oh my God! Stop.
Is that the NSYNC? Is that the NSYNC version?
Yeah.
It's the NSYNC version. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
No, thank you guys, especially the last couple months. It's filling in for me in the last 2 months. With something personal here too, especially with at home. But it's been good. I'm really excited about this show, especially too with being a 4-man group now, especially with Jim on board. I'm surprised still that you do this because look, you record literally two shows of your podcast, before you come on here, and in fact, you have the energy to stay up this late. Like in real time,
Yeah,
we're recording at 1:00 in the morning right now.
I would say it's 1 in the morning. I've been in this chair since before 8 p.m. Eastern time.
I think it's
Very
more
sweaty.
of
Your ass not numb?
Completely
Yeah,
no.
are you sweating?
Don't get any ideas, Joe.
You gotta go pee? You gotta go pee?
I think it's more of a war
I
of attrition
pissed
than
between the shows.
Okay. Was that Mike? Was that?
I think it's more of a war of attrition that he deals with you for more time than he fucking needs to.
He
I was going to
chooses
say, I
violence,
put up
man.
with you on Tuesdays. It's amazing I could do it again on Thursdays.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. But no, it's been a great year. We've been doing this now 3 years. One of my passions in the world, pro wrestling. I mean, we'll continue doing it in 2023. So, fellas, have a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Can I pitch a new podcast for next year? Jim, you can have it on your network. Ernest, you can have it on yours. Maybe we'll just start our own network. But okay, it's called Turn Your Head and Cough. And I interview people while touching their balls, right? So
Mike, close it out, please. Jesus Christ.
You can follow the show at Take3 Wrestling as always. You can follow us. You can buy merchandise, Huddle Up, not Huddle Up, wow.
Wow.
public.com/Take3 Wrestling Podcast. You can find our 3 t-shirt designs there. And that's it for 2022. So as I always say, when you're Take 3 Wrestling, you're Take 3 Wrestling for life.